Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. It's so good to be here, you guys. I don't remember why. I haven't done this in a couple weeks, but I lose every memory of how to do this that I have. I'm clearly not cut out. This is what I've decided, to be a technological genius. But I am going to make every effort to be a technological genius. Well, not a genius, but at least someone who understands the basics. I'm really excited to be here tonight because I've done a lot of homework. I've had this idea for a while because I've seen it in the stores so much that I really wanted to do this. And so tonight is an opportunity for me. What should I sew? For me to kind of jump on the bandwagon and show you all these fun pictures. Some I take with my phone, some I get online. Most of the time I've seen in the stores. Because the shopping, I keep telling you, the shopping really gives me the inspiration. So continuing on, you guys, I've missed you all. I don't know why it seems like a long time. Hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We did. We just really enjoyed the day and had a wonderful, just giggle. We just really had a fun day. Now, I want to follow through on a couple things because we ended our Serger giveaway. Today is a Tuesday, day of giving. And I know you all give so much, but I just want to remind you that Fit to Stitch is a non-profit. And so if anybody, it's getting taxes, end of year, if any of you decide you just have a little extra and you need to write off, don't forget Fit to Stitch, all right? We definitely need it. But we give away. So we gave away a Serger, and we have a new Serger winner. And I have not even emailed her. I thought it would kind of be fun just to announce it here. And that is Deborah P. So Deborah P. I don't want to say her whole name, but I think there's only one Deborah P. D-E-B-R-A is how it's spelled, not Deborah. Deborah, D-E-B-R-A, P. You are the winner of our Serger. Congratulations. And collectively, we had, for Toys for Tots, we had 30 donations. No, that's not right. I'm sorry. That's something else, you guys. I don't know how many donations we have, but we donated $1,000. And I'm really proud of that. I'm just really proud of that. $1,000 that maybe they would have gotten somewhere else, but $1,000, 1,000 toys, $1,000 in toys. I just think that's really exciting. So I have to say thank you. I already said thank you to everybody behind the scenes, my group people. But I have to say thank you to all of you because that $1,000 is, most of it is you guys. We obviously contributed and donated, but I'm just very excited that we could come together and think of other people at this time. And it's just a really beautiful thing. Okay, so having said that, tonight what we're going to talk about, and I know I'm terrible at watching the Q&As, you guys, but I'm going to do my darndest to watch the Q&As. And welcome to everyone. Yeah, congratulations, Deborah. Hello, California. Oh, wow, thank you. I have to, wow. From California, Las Vegas, now live in Oklahoma. I love your work. I watch you every night. Okay, that's obsessive now. You can, thank you. I appreciate that. I do. The goal is to just help you all sew better, know what you're doing, and understand it more. And I think as I go through and do new lessons, I learn a lot. I learn a lot about what you know and what you don't know. So I appreciate your questions. The December POM will be up tomorrow. That's the December POM. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love you, tomorrow. It'll be up tomorrow. I didn't get it up today, but it'll be up there. So we always just, if you will, look on the very front page. For those of you on our email list, we will send out an email, but otherwise just look to the front page. The very front page of our website is where we change it. Hi, everybody. Oh, you guys are so nice to me. Okay, so let's start talking knits and wovens, only because I could jab with you guys, jabber all night, but we've all got stuff we want to do and we want to keep it concise. Okay, so let's start. The goal here tonight is to mix knits and wovens. And I want you to be aware of how common it is being done, how often it's being done, and how well it's being done. It's just such a beautiful combination of knit and woven together. But I want to talk about why we do it and the advantages of doing this. You have everything you need to do it. You simply need to be aware of how it's done. So we're going to start with this first image. And the very first thing I'm going to start with is a knit body and woven sleeves. Okay, knit body, woven sleeves. So this, I'm going to show you this example, and that combination, I just love it. It's just a typical gray. I put this up because we have these fabrics. We have a lot of these. We have a really nice knit, real fine light gray that would be perfect for this, and a ton of prints. But I think more than anything, what I think is helpful is to see the combination of the two together. Because for many of us, we'd say, oh, I just never ever put that together. It really leaves the principle and the concept of fit and goes into the world of design. And it's a lot of fun. And I'm not telling you that every design you do you'll love, but it's a lot of fun. So I want you to look at this body because this is one I did. And this is the fabric number for this. Well, actually, it's Anne's top. So it's number 115, which is Anne's top. The fabric number is 8766. It's 100% cotton, and it's called, it's a real fine rib knit. It's a very, very fine rib knit. It's beautiful. And then the sleeves, I put it up this morning. The sleeves are from pattern 400. Now, these are woven sleeve variations, and you'd think, okay, wait a minute, that's for woven blouses. Aha, but it can be used on a knit. And I'm going to tell you how I did it. And this is called a balloon sleeve, and I just, you know, there are sometimes when you make things and you think, I was going to wear this until I made this, and then I like this one. Not more, but anyway, it's hard to decide what to wear. But anyway, in this particular case, it's a floral, it's a beautiful print, it's a cotton poly, and just perfect for the sleeves. They just really make a beautiful sleeve, and I don't know if you know this balloon sleeve, but I had copied it from a high-end designer, and then I saw other designers copy that designer. So it is really true that so many designers copy so many others, and it's very readily acceptable. So it's in this sleeve. It's called the balloon sleeve. What you want to do, it's very simple to do, is you're just going to take your armhole templates, and you're going to take your blouse armhole and put it onto your knit body. Simple, simple, simple. You can take the pattern, doesn't matter how you do it, but you're going to take your blouse armhole and put it onto your knit body. Now, I wouldn't change the width of the shoulder. I wouldn't do any of that. I simply would lay it on 2 points. You connect the shoulder seam and the side seam. That's it. It's going to be lower because this armhole is going to be bigger than a knit armhole. A blouse armhole is going to be larger. So just FYI, just make sure you do that. Okay? All right, so having said that, you're sewing every day. Aw, thank you. I love it, you guys. I love it. That's the whole reason I'm here, is to help you. Okay, so let's look at some other pictures of knit bodies, woven sleeves. That's the first concept I want to drive home. And there's a lot of pretty ones out there. And I know you've seen it. I think sometimes we just don't think about it. We just don't. We just think, okay, I'm going to make this knit shirt and the whole thing needs to be knit. But I think this combination is such a elevation. Like, look at this, is just a t-shirt. I could throw this on, but it has these beautiful sleeves that just really take it up. And so I really, you know, if you look at this and you can see it's tonal. The one I did is tonal. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But you can see there's so many ideas that you can do. This is just the sweater set. And then with a gathered sleeve, and this pattern 400, this is actually a fit to stitch pattern. I'm pretty sure it is. And this has all these different sleeves. Some are gathered, some are not. There's just all kinds, and they're all blouse sleeves. So it really gives you a good option as to where to go with it. And we did start our Peggy giveaway, by the way. Our Peggy giveaway, we've got one more giveaway for Fit to Stitch, a little fundraiser. I'll tell you really probably more about it next week, because next Tuesday night is a sew-along. We're going to have a sew-along of the new pattern, 616. And by the way, 616 is our new blouse pattern. We'll have them all shipped. We started shipping, but we'll have them all shipped probably by Sunday. Just we've got lots going on. So, but we should have it all shipped by then. Okay, so we saw that one. Let's look at this one. Remember, knit body, woven sleeve. I love this because that's another advantage of doing this, you guys. There's a lot of advantages, but another advantage of doing this is it simplifies. If you love a woven sleeve, but you know the placket and the button and the cuff and you just don't feel like doing all of that, look in this example. This is a great example of where they just used the knit from the blouse as a cuff. And they just gathered it in. I love this example. I thought it was just really pretty. All right, so great example there. I'm going to show you one more. Remember, it's a knit body woven sleeve. Your sleeve is going to be a little, your armhole is going to be a little larger. Don't correct that. Leave it. When I did this, I thought, which one do I want to do? And I decided to leave it because that's the armhole I like. And it's great on. Like, you don't even notice it. It's such a small difference between a blouse armhole and a knit armhole. You just really don't notice it. Anyway, love this. There's some great ideas. Okay, so the next idea we're going to go to now is we're going to do a woven body and a knit sleeve. We're going to reverse it. And because you get a whole different look. Now that's what I have on, and I used 550. The reason I started with 550, which is the cowl neck, is because I've fit cowl necks in many, many workshops I'm in. And many times when you do a cowl neck in a woven, with a cowl with a woven sleeve, the sleeve just feels too loosey-goosey. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. That's kind of a question I've gotten back, or some feedback that I've gotten back. Could they change out the sleeve? And the answer is yes, because I did it woven 550, and I used pattern number. I used the 550 cowl, and then I used my sleeve from my Ann's top, or the sweater set. It's the same thing. Okay, so I used the woven body and the knit sleeve, and my fabrics are 8770. There's a beautiful fabric. 8770, you have to look it up. It's a wool silk. It's got it's so dense that it drapes beautifully, and I think that's what I fell in love with. And then 8673 is the sleeves. So I thought this was interesting because this is this stretch suede, and these stretch suedes are going to be fabulous for doing this, for like mixing and matching. But one thing I want you to notice, and I'm sure you can't tell exactly, but I want to mention it, is that the color, it's not exact. It blends, but it's definitely not an exact match. But I think that's the fun and the challenge and all of that wrapped into one of taking two colors. And I think for me, that's what shopping gave me. It kind of gave me a confidence that they didn't have to match exactly, that somehow the blend was okay. Because I remember looking at some that I saw and I thought, gosh, I wouldn't even put those two together. But I liked the end result. So I need you to be aware of that, because I promise you we'll look at it and say, no, I don't like those two together. And if you don't like it, you have to trust yourself and you have to say, no, I'm not doing that. But I think you're going to be really surprised how many fabrics go together, which is why I use these two, because they're not the same color, but they're the same tone, and they just look really, I love it. I love this shirt. Okay. For the pink and floral blouse, for sleeve circumference, you just use your favorite size. I did not change my sizing. I used the exact same size I always use. I used my same blouse armhole. I used my same knit, same size. All I did was put the armhole on the knit. And I lined it up, same spot on the shoulder, and swung it to the side seam, and it cut in here a little bit, and it cut it lower. That's it. It's just so easy and very quick. Just a lot of fun, because I think it gives you so many variables. This is really what I was looking for. There's a lot of times when we make something and we say, okay, I love that for the body, but I don't want to, that's too hard for the sleeves. It's going to take too long. Knit sleeves are really quick and easy. So especially when, you can replace a cuff, knit sleeves are really fast. So woven body knit sleeves. So let's show you some examples. Woven body knit sleeves. Here we go. Isn't that beautiful? I'm sorry. No, I forgot to show you this. This is actually a knit body. I saw this one in person. This is actually a knit body, and it's woven sleeves. Now, they happen to be sheer, and they happen to be beautiful. But there are many times when I put up coordinating fabrics, and sometimes people say, gosh, I just don't know what to do with that. I want you to put this in your brain and register it, because it's really pretty. Very pretty. Okay, now we go to woven bodies, knit sleeves. No, I goofed up. This is the same, you guys. I'm sorry. This is a knit body and a woven sleeve. I put this in. I did not see this in the store, but the reason I put this in is for those who love to embroider. Isn't that beautiful? That tone-on-tone embroidery, a knit body, and then a woven sleeve. And you can see that the bottom of the sleeve is not a cuff, it's just a knit cuff again. I just love that. I thought that was just beautiful. Okay, now, this is a woven body and a knit sleeve. And so, now these are two different fabrics. I know it looks like the same fabric. You can't even tell the difference. We do sometimes get those two fabrics that are alike. But honestly, I want you to see a lot of variation because I don't want us to try to get too matchy-matchy. I think that's a problem with sewers. I think that we have that. I have that, so I think it's sometimes a problem with others. This I wanted you to see in Acris because it does get very high-end. I mean, some of the examples I'm going to show you are dollars, many, many thousands of dollars. This one, of course, is Acris, and it is a woven body and a knit sleeve. So some of the greatest examples of jackets to do this are going to be our bomber jacket, which is 927, Leslie's jacket. It's going to be our jean jacket, Carol's jacket, number 900. Especially when you start seeing the shoulder angles. There's just some really fun stuff out there. Now this has to kind of, to get this, but if your sleeve was a little bit lighter, I don't think it'd make any difference. Here we go. Here's the jean jacket. Now that's a black sleeve. She's got it over a black shirt, but that's a black knit sleeve that's sewn onto that jean jacket. It almost looks like a vest, but it's not. It's actually a jean jacket. I've always said to you so many times, jean jackets are an accessory. Jean jackets are not for winter. When you do a knit sleeve like this on a jean jacket, you could do jean jackets all year round. This takes and makes a jean jacket now more like a sweatshirt. And we have some great denims. Denims are really hard to find right now. We've got a really beautiful like pink and mint green and baby blue. I mean, the colors are just beautiful. And we've got some, it's just fun to match the knits to go with them. It's just a lot of fun. It's just very different to do and just a whole another level in sewing. All right, let me check questions and just make sure. Okay, you guys are okay. Let me go back. Okay, this next one, I love that because we've got several fabrics, like the Pendleton, that are checked or plaid or have some type of that kind of stitching on them. And yet, gosh, to go and do the sleeves, it just would feel like, what's the Christmas movie where the little kid falls and he can't get up? I can't remember his name, but anyway, he's got the snowsuit on and he's outside and he falls on the sidewalk and he can't get up, and if you do sometimes a jacket and it's just such thick fabric, then it makes it like that little jacket where the little kid can't get up. But if you take and mix it and put a knit sleeve in there, I think it makes it a home run. It changes it up completely. So like with the Pendleton, in fact, I can see it in the background there, and the Pendleton, what you can do is take a black knit sleeve, and that would be a beautiful combination. So this is kind of what that reminded me of. This is actually, I think this is Acris, and this is very pricey. It's very expensive, and it's current. So I just wanted to kind of show you that as an idea. This next one, I thought it was a great way to mix. This is with your raglan sleeve. So you don't have to change the pattern. You can just put in a sleeve. You don't really even have to change the size when you're dealing with something like this. You can just change the fabric. So here you can see that there's, and I did a back picture because you could see it better from the back, with that beautiful leather, that shearling, and then to bring in that brown. And you can see that that brown doesn't have to match. It could have been black. It could have been all kinds of different colors, and it just works really well. It could have been Pontoroma. You could really change it up. And then again, I love this. The leather, because a lot of you have bought leather, and we've got a lot of leather that we've sent out there. But the other thing is, it'd be cool to do that stretch suede we have. That real stretch, I can't say those words together, stretch suede that we have, but also like a Pontoroma. Pontoroma knit sleeve would be really beautiful in this. Okay. again, let me just check and see how everybody's okay. Oh yeah, a Christmas Story, you're right. You all are helping me out. What's the little kid's name? Do you guys remember? It's a Christmas Story. It's the little brother. You know, we got a game one year. We got it for Christmas. I can't remember who gave it to us, but it was a trivia and it was on the Christmas Story. And my oldest son loved playing it because the Christmas Story is his favorite movie. Like, he knows every detail in that entire movie. But nobody else wanted to play with him because we know the story, but we didn't know the details. And so it's like, you know, there was no purpose in playing. He just won everything across the board. So if he were here, he would know the little kid. He would know the little brother. I don't know the little brother. If anybody knows the little brother, you know, let us know. But anyway, yes, we don't want to be the little brother falling on the sidewalk and not being able to get up and waiting for somebody to come along and help us. All right, I want to show you this one because, again, I think it's unusual. Oops. This is a coat, a winter coat, and look at those sleeves. I just love it. And you know who did it a lot? Donna Salyers did it a lot with her fur. You guys have fur. It's a great way to combine the knit and the fur together because you've got the fullness of the fur, and those knit sleeves just really slim it out, which is what I love about the shirt I have on. The cowl is kind of full and cowly, and the knit sleeves just slim it out. I just love it. I think it's a great combination. So anytime you have sleeves that are fabric that you want to use and you're just not sure how to mix and blend it together, go for those knits. I think those knits are a great way to do it. Okay, I want to talk about the how-tos a little bit because I know you know, my husband loves that movie. The kid is Ralph, yeah, but what's the little, oh, Randy. Randy's the little brother?
Ralphie.
Oh, Ralphie's the little brother. No, Ralphie's the kid. The little brother is Randy? All right. I know. Everybody loves the movie. It's a great movie, you guys. If we haven't watched it, it's that time of year where we get to watch the movie again. Because I watch it every year, but I just don't pay attention to the details much. Ralphie is the kid with the gun. He's the kid, you know, that's going to shoot his eyes out or whatever. All those funny things are. But is the little brother Randy? Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, now let's talk about armholes for just a minute, and then we can talk the Christmas Story. I said to you, I want to just throw out another option for you. You know, this is stuff you should know. And I know you probably know it, but I want you to think about it. The main reason I have you measuring your armholes is because if you don't measure your armhole, the finished garment, it's kind of, you can go down a rabbit hole as far as what do you like. When I say what do you like, you don't know. You can't measure your armpit. You got to measure the clothes you wear. You got to measure what you like. So if I have an armhole I like, woven, let's say it's woven, and I don't want to change it. I want to leave it just like it is, but I want to put it into a knit garment. You're going to, no, I'm saying this wrong. Let me rephrase. Okay. Okay. In some cases, in this case, I told you I picked 2 points. I went from the shoulder to the side seam. And I followed it exactly. Hypothetically, if you said, I don't want that armhole to be lower. I want that armhole to be exactly where it is. You can do that. All you have to do is take the armhole that the sleeve goes into, the blouse armhole, and figure out how much higher the knit armhole is. So like for this, there was 1 inch difference. There's actually 2 inches, but it's 1 inch in the front, 1 inch in the back. And then this is what you're going to do to the sleeve. This is a secret. Y'all ready for it? You're going to shorten the cap height of the sleeve the 1 inch. Okay, now that's 1/2 inch, because if you take a tuck that's 1/2 inch, that's 1 inch on each side, and that will do it. All right, right through the cap. There's not an upper sleeve and an under sleeve. I'm just saying, just look at the cap. Okay, so let me say that again because I really said it badly. If you decide you want to put a blouse sleeve in a knit body, but you don't want to lower the armhole. I lowered the armhole. It wasn't a big deal. I know what I like. It was okay. But there's numerous reasons why you just don't want the armhole lower. So I can go ahead and leave the armhole where it is, measure how much the difference is between the knit and the woven armhole, and shorten the cap height on the sleeve. That works beautifully. Okay? Now the main reason I'm telling you this is not so much on t-shirts and blouses, but when you get to coats, because you're going to have a larger armhole, and you possibly don't want a knit sleeve that's that large, and that's probably when you'll start shortening cap heights so that you don't have to make that coat armhole larger. Okay, I'm hopeful that you're understanding what I'm saying. Okay, let's look at questions and see what's going on in y'all's head. Okay. Oh, it is Randy. Okay. My husband just got a Red Ryder. You guys are too funny. Ralphie is older, Randy is younger. Okay, so now we'll all know. Ralphie, I knew Ralphie was the little kid, Ralphie, because I don't know why I knew that, but I just knew that. Randy is the younger one. Okay. So you guys wouldn't want to play that game with my son either, okay? Because he knows all these details. I have to go to my phone and say, okay, phones aren't allowed in the game. All right, so that's it. I just want you to think about mixing knits and wovens, how to. There's a lot of great looks out there, and I think you'll have a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun because with any time we use a fabric, on some level, there's a little bit of limitation. This expands what we can do with a pattern. It expands what we can do with the fabric. It just gives us more options, and I'm a real big believer that more options are better. Do the armhole templates include both the knit and the woven? They do. The armhole templates, there's 2 size ranges, and I've had many women buy both size ranges, and I don't think that's a bad idea, because W doesn't just mean for W. It just means that, it does, but it doesn't mean that if you're a regular size, you won't use a larger armhole at times. But in the pack of 4 armholes, there's a sleeveless, a knit, a woven, and a jacket. Those are your 4 armholes. And they cross and they can go all over the place. Okay? All right. The good news is I think everybody's doing well. Everybody sounds good. What do you do in the reverse with a knit sleeve? Would the armhole stay the same? No, I'm glad you asked that though. Okay, so no, in the reverse, like with this is a woven body and a knit sleeve. So I took my knit armhole and placed it on the woven pattern. So again, just 2 points. But in this particular case, when I placed it at the shoulder, the side seam, or where the armhole came to the circumference, it was higher. So if you haven't watched our armhole template whole concept, watch that. But your armhole will be smaller when you go put on the knit. And you want that because you don't need that extra. That's why I think sometimes those who do a cowl blouse and a woven, they don't like that loose armhole. The cowl is already loose enough, and so it's nice. It's a nice combination to have the cowl being loose, but the actual sleeve being more snug. Okay? It's a great way to clean leftover fabric. You're right. Because like this top, this one too, there was a yard of each. It took a yard of each one. Are your sleeves and pants the same fabric? They are. I know, I love it, you guys. So my pants are 33/16. They are the same because I want it to be monochromatic. And so monochromatic is so big right now, so I have a tendency when I make a top to just keep going. Just throw some pants in there and just make a little extra. Do you still have the holiday party at the store? Yes, it's this Saturday, you guys. Thanks for asking. And we have, I shouldn't spill the beans, but y'all know I'm not really good at not spilling the beans. So, we're in a little shopping center, and we're kind of back in a little courtyard area, for those of you who haven't been to the store. And I love this little courtyard area. I have the fantasy down the road that will take over the whole courtyard. But anyway, in this courtyard is a guy, and the name of his business is called Eating Royally. So he used to cook for Queen Elizabeth. He's British, obviously, and lived in Europe and cooked for Queen Elizabeth for many years. He was the main chef. And he's doing a catering service now here in Dallas, Texas. So I've talked to him off and on, and I finally got up the nerve to ask him if he would cater, because there's not very many people. It's a small thing. He does sit down buffet, big things. Anyway, he said yes. So he is catering our little party on Saturday, and I'm very excited about that. Eating royally, and it's just going to be fun. We're just I didn't even, some of the words on the menu I don't even understand. But we're all going to learn a little bit because I've got the little menu printed out so everybody can kind of read it. But yes, we do have the party at the store. It's this Saturday. It's from 1 to 4 o'clock. And if you're in the area, come. If you're not in the area, catch on a plane and let's get going. Okay. I have a non-stretch for suede. A non-stretch faux suede. Which silhouette pattern would you recommend for woven body knit sleeve? Well, I would do these, like a bomber jacket would be fabulous. A bomber jacket, a jean jacket. Look at 251. It's called Geraldine's jacket. And it's a knit body, but you could do a woven body because if you did a knit sleeve, it would work. And I believe that original was a knit body and a woven body and a knit sleeve. So look at 251. Okay? Okay. All right, you all, we're going to see you Tuesday night. I've got a special little, Thursday night, Thursday night I got a special little deal for you because it's supposed to be our Q&As. I get it. Like, we're really far behind these Q&As, but I'm not in town, so I can't do them. And so we'll do them the following week. But I've got some good stuff for you on Thursday night. And then Tuesday night is our sew along. The next Thursday will be our Q&As. We put up some new fabrics today. We've got a coupon code go out today that's only good today if you've got some fabrics. There's a book called Eating Royally, which I think he wrote. His name's split by my mind. Well, I know it's not Ralphie, and I know it's not Randy. I know it's not one of those two. But he will introduce himself. He'll be at the party. He's a very nice person, and he's very warm, and he's a great chef. And I've tasted some of his stuff, and it's really good. Okay, I want to tell you that I love the idea on Zoom meetings and eliminate tracing. Oh, you guys, I appreciate that. So the Zoom was in the works for a long time. I'm not sure what tipped me over. I actually do know, but it doesn't matter to do those. The idea is amazing because you all get hung up by little things, and you can just do a Zoom and get the answer and move forward. It's really easy. The tracing is a no-brainer. We'll have those sales periodically. We're a little bit behind right now, so be patient, everybody, if you don't mind. But other than that, good. I appreciate the feedback. Yes, Darren McGrady. Yes, Darren is. Yep. Chef Darren. All right, you guys are just a step ahead of me. But isn't that weird that he lives in Dallas? And even more weird than that, he's like right across from my little fabric store. Like, who'da thunk? So it's really fun. That little, like I said, that little courtyard has got some real talent in there. So not us, just the other people, but it's really fun. All right, y'all, we will see you when we see you, and just keep sewing. All right, bye.